record button on. Um, so do you remember when you were first diagnosed?
Um, I remember doing the testing. I don't really remember the actual diagnosis part, really. I remember going through all the different tests where they asked a whole bunch of, to me, dumb questions, and then there was ones where they wanted you to do simple tasks in a room where there was all these toys, and so I'd always just leave the task and go play with the toys. I remember things like that out of it. I don't remember specifically really like my diagnosis or anything.
What was what did you have the hardest time doing in school? Like what subjects?
Um, I mean, English was hard just because my reading speed was slow. And then math, upper level math became hard. Like normal, just everyday math was fine. But when I got to upper level math, it became harder because since my brain's wired differently, and I don't attack math equations in evidently the proper way. So the calculus was incredibly hard because I didn't do well deriving equations back and forth.
What about has it affected your career at all? Your job?
Um, I try and compensate for it, but there are definite times when since I do research, there's a lot of times where if I have an equation or a formula that I need to do, I check it 3, 4, and 5 times because I know that I've probably messed it up somewhere along the way. So I'm just super, super careful about making sure, checking my math over and over and over again.
Yeah. And how do you check it? Like, is there a special way you check it?
So I'll write out like in longhand the longhand of the equation, and then I'll do the equation in reverse and see whether I get the same stuff out again. But that's equation wise. Some of the writings, like the writing stuff, I don't. Since I do biology, the biology writing it's not a creative writing thing. So short, simple, choppy sentences that are very kind of, I'd say, very structured sentences, they are acceptable. So in that way, my writing isn't bad, but I still struggle writing. So like my papers and everything, I get edited by multiple people.
What about, do you remember having, excuse me, do you remember having trouble making friends in school or no?
No, I mean, for me, that was kind of the only thing I was good at was talking and being friendly to people in sports. So that was kind of how I overcompensated for my inability to read, really, was if I was friends with everyone, they wouldn't make fun of me. So I learned how to make friends kind of early.
How did, do you remember how, if your parents struggled with you or at any times?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they definitely did. I mean, I've said multiple times, my mom, she's a saint for fighting with me constantly to get homework done, to when I wanted to give up and say I'm just not smart enough, she'd be like, no, you can do this, you just have to try. So, I mean, I very distinctly remember multiple times, like, huge fights with both my parents, but mainly my mom, like, forcing me to get work done. And then, I mean, it wasn't that I was dumb, it was just, it took me extra long to get everything. So.
Who would you say you were closer to back in those days, your mom or your dad?
Probably my mom, because my mom, I mean, as I said, my mom would sit and do all my homework with me.
I guess that's more of a mom thing anyways.
Yeah, and my dad traveled for work, so
He was kind of gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. How is your LD affecting your marriage? I mean, have you had any problems with that or no?
No, I mean I don't.
Like forgetting things or telling your wife you're gonna do something and then you forget to do it or something like that?
I have a very understanding wife, and so I mean she knew. Like I was open and honest, and we dated for long enough, and we were around each other enough that
She knew what she was getting into.
she knew she was getting into, and then also, I mean, with all those new smartphones,
Yeah.
with all the integration of everything,
Mm-hmm.
social media, everything gets integrated so much that I have checklists. I can get text messages. My phone beeps at me. My computer beeps at me. So it kind of keeps me more on task.
Things we didn't have when we were kids.
Yeah, and I mean, because I don't know if you remember, but I tried like doing homework assignments on like a Palm Pilot for a long time.
Yeah.
But it always took so long to enter stuff into the Palm Pilot that it became just annoying, and I never used it. But like with all the different integration of everything, I've gotten better at not forgetting things, but I still definitely forget. I mean,
What do you forget most? Just in general.
if something's said in passing,
Mm-hmm.
like
Short-term memory.
short-term memory, or it's like I really do mean to do something at the time I say it, but when I'm done with that task, or I'm not, if it's not involved in what I'm doing after that, I just forget about it,
Mm-hmm.
which is the ADHD side of my disability.
Well, I would I would love to talk to interview your wife one day and take her point of view, if that would be okay with you.
Yeah, that's fine with me. The only problem is trying to find her on a day.
Yeah.
We have to. So for her, she schedules everything really, really far out. Because she has actually very few days off.
Yeah.
So
Is she free on the weekends or does she work on the weekends?
she works every other weekend on this service.
Mm-hmm.
Since she's a surgical resident, it kind of depends on what she's on.
Mm-hmm.
So every other weekend she has time on this service. Then other ones, it's just kind of random.
When she is around, I mean, do you guys go out to dinner or what do you guys do?
Yeah, I mean, normal couple stuff. I mean, we go out to dinner. We hang out. She's actually a really big water skier.
Oh.
So I've actually gotten pretty big into water skiing. So we water ski, we downhill ski. I'm playing rugby. So
Yeah, I saw those pictures.
Yeah.
On those. You're a little bit slightly bigger now than when I last saw you in school.
Yeah. Well, for rugby, so when I first moved out here, I was like 180 pounds, and I was playing like, it's called wing in rugby. It's like the small guy on the outside is really fast.
Mm-hmm.
And then I actually tore a hamstring,
Ooh.
and so I wasn't nearly as fast anymore. So what I've done since then was I started lifting a lot so I could get bigger. So I play now kind of more in the middle.
Defense, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, thanks so much, Grant. I really appreciate all this.
Yeah. If you have any other questions, just let me know.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really good to see you and hear your voice.
If we're around this summer, are you going to be around this summer, or are you?
I'm going to be in France in August.
Okay.
But other than that, I'll be here for the summer.
What are you doing for a job?
Well, right now I am self-employed or entrepreneur.
Okay.
I'm working on Friends of Quinn and I'm rebuilding Friends of Quinn. I have a company helping me build Friends of Quinn, and I'm basically trying to make it the YouTube and Facebook for kids with an LD, so they can meet other kids and parents can meet other parents of kids with special needs and so forth.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I'm trying to be the next Mark Zuckerberg here. except not an asshole that he is. But anyways, again, thank you so much, Grant. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Let me know if you need anything else. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Take
Keep
care.
in touch.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.